What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We are back talking about rumor season, and this rumor in particular has been talked about for a little bit of time now, and that being Darius Garland potentially being traded to the San Antonio Spurs. So I've done a video or two about the idea of the Spurs getting Trae Young, but now that Darius Garland could potentially be traded out of Cleveland, which is something I never thought was possible until, of course, all the rumors came out about Cleveland once they were eliminated, Garland to the Spurs does make a ton of sense. Now, of course, this obviously tinkers on whether or not Donovan Mitchell is going to sign an extension in Cleveland, which would potentially make Garland available because he doesn't want to stay if Mitchell is. So it's very interesting. So we're going to jump in and do a Darius Garland San Antonio Spurs rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. One thing we all know is that Victor Wembanyama is the future of the Spurs, and they didn't really particularly have the greatest point guard situation. They played Jeremy Sohan at point guard for a while. It didn't really seem to work. They couldn't get Wembanyama involved. Of course, Trey Jones is fine, but obviously they're looking for an upgrade. Whether or not that's drafting with pick 4 and maybe take a Rob Dillingham, Nikola Topic obviously has a partial torn ACL, Isaiah Collier. Like, you could go with any of those options, or you could swing for a point guard that could help you win now. And I think if Darius Garland did become available, if you're San Antonio, you definitely have to consider that, which is why I think this would be a ton of fun if Garland did team up with Wembanyama. So we're going to make this happen. Now, this is the trade that I have in here. If you think this is too much, I can agree with that. If you think this is too little, I can also agree with that. I'm not really sure what Garland's trade value is going to be because he didn't have the greatest year last year, but we all know what he's capable of because before Donovan Mitchell got there, how incredible he truly was. Is that based off what his trade value would be, or is it based off last year? I'm not sure. So basically what it is Keldon Johnson, pick 4, Julian Champagnie, Zach Collins, and a lot protected Hornets pick for Darius Garland. Let me know what you guys think of the trade. Again, I'm not like saying, oh, this is the value that's going to happen, because obviously no one truly knows. But this is a trade we're doing. So, yep, didn't even need to override that one. So just like that, we got Garland to the San Antonio Spurs. So basically, I think Keldon Johnson would be involved in the trade for sure. Maybe the Cavs would, want Devin Vassell instead. I'm not sure. But I think Keldon Johnson is definitely a piece that could be moved in a situation where they trade for a point guard. So, and then of course we lose pick 4 in that situation, but we still have pick 8. Maybe it costs both 4 and 8 to get Garland, I'm not sure, but that is done now, and now we can focus on building around Garland and Wembanyama going forward. So let's go ahead and follow this coaching staff, which Greg Popovich, which what we can do with him right away, so we can fix his contract, because as we know, he will be coaching for quite some time now, or coaching for a little bit longer. We're gonna fill out this coaching staff now that Garland is on the Spurs though, and then see if we can go with pick 8 in the NBA draft. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you put on apps to surprise picks, underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch at finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research. And there's a great example on the board at the moment for us NBA fans. As you can see, Jaylen Brown over 27.5 points plus rebounds. You have a couple books with huge discrepancies. You have 29.5. That's a 2-point discrepancy, which is very, very rare to find. If I didn't have a tool like this, I never would have found this. But as you can see, and then there's a 28.5, but the juice is still on the over with 27.5. But as you can see, there is definitely some disagreement across sports books here on what it actually should be at. But you're finding that value early, and you're locking it in very early. So, game 3 is on Wednesday in Dallas. Points plus rebounds, 27.5. I guarantee you this is probably gone by now. So if we go take a look if Jaylen Brown is here. So let's go see if that has been bumped, because I'm pretty sure that probably is. And points plus rebounds, let's see. And yep, 20.5. So just like that, there was clear value on the board. We didn't get to take advantage of it though, because it got bumped, but that's basically how that works. It finds good plays, and it's good because Price Picks bumps it. That way people can't lock it in. So, and of course, I'm also part of the Price Picks. So the way Price Picks works, you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players mean 3 times your entry. All the up to 6 players mean 25 times your entry. Make sure to use code Crushables on both sides. You get 25% in your first month over on DGF, and on Price Picks, they match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Both links are in the description. So let's see how the draft order goes now that the Cavs are picking out 4. So Montes Vazelis goes number 1 to Atlanta. Very interesting. Number 2 is going to be Alex Sarr to the Wizards. Number 3 is going to be Isaiah Collier to the Rockets. Number 4, the Cavs take Nikola Topic. They don't care about the ACL tear. They say, hey, we still want Nikola Topic. Interesting. Okay. Svon Castle to the Pistons. Charlotte takes Zachary Richeche. Portland takes Ron Holland. And then with us at pick number 8, we have Cody Williams, Donovan Clingan, Jacoby Walter, Reed Shepard, Tijon Salon, Zach Edey, Rob Dillingham, and Tyler Smith. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the idea of taking Tijon Salon here. I had him in the Lakers video last Friday, but I traded him very early. but he definitely develops really well, and I think he'd actually be a really good long-term starting small forward. I don't hate the idea of Cody Williams either. I definitely wouldn't mind that, but I'm gonna take Tijon Salon. I think Tijon Salon is a kind of guy. He just screams Spur to me for some reason. I kind of like his idea of him in San Antonio. Don't Connect always falls to like round 2 for some reason. He definitely is going in the lottery for sure. But give me Deron Holmes, who's another guy that I actually a lot of people like. So Deron Holmes, we'll take him. So Deron Holmes and Tijon Salon, I feel pretty solid about that draft. So on Brandon Wesley, we'll sign those guys, and then qualifying offers. Dominic Barlow's a free agent, and then we can look at the rest of free agency. So we might have cap space, which looks like we have an MLE, not really cap space in there, sorry, but of course Garland is our starting point guard, no brainer there. Trey Jones will back him up, Blake Wesley, and then you got Devin Vassell, Malachi Branham. I'm cool with that. Small forward, but that will change in just a second. I think we're going to start Tijon Salon right away. So we're going to throw Tijon Salon as small forward. It goes up to 78 overall, which is why I was very happy with taking him there. Again, Cody Williams would be a good pick as well, but I'm happy with what we got. So I think we pretty much have a full rotation. We might need a backup forward, and then we could kind of rely on Charles, maybe be that backup 5, or we could sign one. But I'll look at a backup forward really quickly. So let's see what we got. So we got Simone, Hamdi Diallo. If we got Joshua Kogi down here. What else we got? We got Haywood Highsmith. We got Covington. We got Precious Achua. I think I might go like, let's see. I kind of like the idea of Najee Marshall. So I'm going to sign Najee Marshall, and I think we move him to small forward. He might even go up in overall. So I'm going to sign Najee Marshall to a deal, and that will be our big free agency get, which is obviously not like crazy by any means. But if I move him to small forward, he does go up. So that's huge. So he's going to go up to a 78. So that's a good signing for us. We'll go ahead and move him there, and then he'll play secondary power forward. So yeah, it'll be something like this going into year 1. I feel pretty solid about that. Wouldn't mind another power forward in this situation. Maybe get like a Dario Saric or something. But you know what? I think after year number 1 of just bringing in like Najee Marshall, Darius Garland, also Tijon Salon, I think that's a pretty solid offseason if you're San Antonio. So now we have Victor Wembanyama up to a 93. Garland's up to an 85, which is awesome. Tijon Salon, of course, developing already because we moved his position. Trey Jones is down and Jeremy Solon is up. So that all looks fantastic to me. Obviously, we need Charles to be healthy, which I assume he would be at this point. So I'm going to change his health to fully healthy. That way he is our backup center going into next season. So let's see how many. He's got 189 days left, but you are healthy now, my friend. You got to be healthy. So going into this season, I feel pretty solid about a rotation. Let's just see what 2K thinks of a rotation, if it's going to look good enough for them to agree with that. Obviously, Wemby is going to prolong us to being really good for the foreseeable future. Adding Garland next to that, though, could be a ton of fun. And if San Antonio actually looks into that, that could be amazing to see what, how that would look. But I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this offseason turns out. Patrick Lens is 22nd overall proficiency, 2.5 at defense. So I think obviously no brainer. We should probably change it here. So we're going to move this to a balanced rotation, or a balanced system, I should say. And then Popovich will move him, his preferred system to balance, because 2.5 probably didn't make sense to run at defense. So here is your rotation. So it's Garland. They actually want to start Najee Marshall over Tijon Salon, which I don't hate. I think if we let Tijon Salon maybe develop and off the bench, that would be fine. And then we'll probably just run a 9-man rotation and shrink the bench utilization down a little bit. We don't need to play that, play that many minutes. So Garland, Vassell, Najee Marshall, Jeremy Solon, Wembanyama, Trey Jones, Tijon Salon, Malachi Branham, and Charles. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to throw Tijon Salon right in the fire. Let him play that starting spot. He'll probably eventually earn it anyway, so I'm just going to give it to him right off the bat. So we'll have that as a rotation. I believe Garland and Wemby are probably going to lead the way, and this is going to be a really good team right away. We'll see what happens, though. Can't wait to see how 2K thinks of a Garland-Wembanyama duo, as we're off to a 3-2 start, kind of a mid start, but I have, good positive feelings about this team going into this video. At the end of the season, Luka Doncic wins MVP. Nikola Topic on the Cavs, Rookie of the Year. Looks like they made a good pick with pick 4 there. Amon Thompson, 6th man. Wemby, defensive player. No surprise there. Averaged 20 and 15 and almost 4 blocks, which is just insane. Also won most improved player. I mean, does Wemby really need to be most improved? That's kind of funny. But hey, he wins it. I guess he goes from 21 to 28. 11 to 15. So yeah, a really good year for him. So obviously with those results, you'd think we were a locked and loaded playoff team, but no, we're just a play-in team, which obviously is a better step from last year though. So we'll definitely take that. That's improvement at least. So Wemby with 28, 21 from Garland, 16 from Vassell. Garland also had 6 assists going along with it. 12 from Solon, 11 from Najee Marshall, 10 from Trey Jones, 9 from Malachi Branham, and then Tijon Salon had 7.5. Not too shabby. So we get the Rockets around one of the play-in. Do we beat them? And we do. We're in the playoffs right away, and we get to play the Dallas Mavericks. So Luka versus Wembanyama in a playoff series sounds like a ton of fun, not going to lie. So let's see how this is going to go. Do they still want to start Salon? They do not. They think Salon is ice cold right now. So maybe we don't think he's the long-term starting 3. I'm not sure. But Marshall will start over him for the series. I mean, I could see a world where we upset the Dallas Mavericks, who are currently down 0-2 in real life to the Celtics, unfortunately. But let's see if we can beat them as we are up in it is a game 7. So game 7 coming up in Dallas. Can we win a playoff series here though, with Garland and Wembanyama just joining forces for the first season? And it looks like the Mavericks are going to beat us here. But hey, we got plenty of valuable playoff experience here, which has to feel good. I also wouldn't have minded just missing the playoffs outright and having a good pick in this 2025 draft class, but unfortunately was not meant to be, as the Cavs still make the finals even without Garland, as OKC beats them in 4 games. LeBron James going to retire a Laker and then go straight to the lottery. So I believe we're supposed to have a Chicago pick potentially here, maybe, or maybe that's next year's draft, or a Charlotte's pick I sent to Cleveland, obviously. Yeah, Spurs via Chicago, so they're going to keep that because that's protected. So unfortunately, we're not getting any chance of that pick coming to us. Chicago is going to get number 5. So we end up having pick 27 via Atlanta, and we also have 15. So 15 and 27, not too bad. I wouldn't mind. Well, let's see who's drafting at 1, which is it's the Wizards, and the 76ers have 2. Okay, so I wouldn't mind trying to move up in this draft, but I don't know. I feel like the Wizards definitely need a Cooper flag. That'd be awesome. I also wouldn't mind like an Ace Bailey. Maybe Brooklyn would want some picks. I don't know. Grizzlies. We'll see. I don't know if we can move up. It's going to be kind of hard to do so, but I'll look into it potentially. So we just need a big man coach fairly quickly. So we'll go Theodore Ware. And maybe we just get our next guy through the draft or through trades or whatever. Or sorry, not through the draft, through free agency or through trades. So we have 15-27 in a few seconds. And we have the Bulls and Atlanta pick, of course. So is Atlanta picking the lottery by any chance? I wasn't paying attention to that because maybe we could offer Atlanta something valuable, but it doesn't look like they are. Or no, that's Sacramento's pick. Atlanta, they made the playoffs, and that we have their pick. Duh, what am I talking about? So I'm stupid. All right, never mind. I don't think trading up the draft makes a ton of sense. I think trading 15 to like into the top 5 would be really hard, unless if you're including all these future picks, which you know, could be worth it in the long run. But I think I'll just stand pat for now. So let's just draft the 15 to 27. Let's see what we get. So at 15, we have Trey Johnson, we have DJ Weiner, Liam, Damian Sarr, Jason Richardson, Tyler Harris, Adam Fallaway. Give me Rocco here late in this draft, or we could go, because I like my guard spot as it is. We can go Liam as well, which wouldn't be too bad. Sorry, averaged 30 points, only 4 games played though. Jaleel, again, I like my guard situation, so I think I don't mind maybe getting a backup center here in this draft at 15. Porzingis All-Star. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and grab Mr. Rocco out of Australia, and then we'll grab maybe like Jaleel Howard with this pick. So we'll grab that. So that'll be our draft. So boom, just like that, we get 74, a 74. So neither, and a Damian Sarr in the second round. So neither one of these guys will play right away, but they'll be sent to the G League. And, you know, maybe we also throw them in a trade right now. We'll see. So qualifying offers, we have Dominic Barlow. Once again, wouldn't mind if he comes back. And then free agency. So we do have money to sign a free agent like a Corey Kispert or a Moses Moody, Alex Caruso, or do we have like, we could throw money at Patrick Williams, who's unrestricted at this point, who I think Patrick Williams would obviously be a fantastic fit. And that might be who I go for. Instead of making a trade, we could get a really good small forward right now that would start immediately and space the floor, be a good 3-and-D wing, maybe get some untapped potential through him. So you know what? Give me Patrick Williams, bring him into San Antonio. I'm going to give him like a $17.75 million deal. And we'll go with that. We do lose Trey Jones, but I think we have Blake Wesley in the background, who I think will be just fine. We also, no, we have to renounce him. So I'm going to renounce everybody and sign Patrick Williams. So Patrick Williams would be our big get. And then I guess we'll rely on Charles to develop even more while we allow Rocco to develop in the G League. And then we'll have our, you know, center situation figured out. So now I am going to send Marshall back to power 4. Actually, it goes down quite a bit. I think Salon would be, oh, he goes down quite a bit as well. Okay, you know what? We're going to move Patrick Williams to small forward still, because I do want him to start, but I guess we'll have 3 guys let us a small forward, and one of them will play, you know, secondary power forward minutes. So I am cool with that. That is our off season. Once again, nothing too exciting, but we bring in Patrick Williams, so I think is a seamless fit here in San Antonio. Get him through free agency. Don't have to get any assets, but once again, we still have all the assets in the world to make a trade if need be. Salon's up to an 80, which is fantastic. Charles is up, and Blake Wesley is up, and Dron Holmes is up. So all that's looking fantastic. We were a playoff team last year, got to game 7. There's a good chance we decide to stop at the deadline here to maybe make a trade if we feel like it's necessary to do so, because I'm definitely not locked into this team by any means. Obviously, Garland, Wembanyama are permanent pieces. Vassell probably as well. But everybody else still up in the air for like who we want, you know, to maybe be part of this rotation once we are going to go try to win a championship. So let's go see what this looks like. Power ranking is a little bit higher on us this year as we are a 4-star proficiency. So we have developed quite a bit. And here's rotation. So it's Garland, Vassell, Patrick Williams, Sohan, Wemby, Tijon Salon, Malachi Branham, Najee Marshall, and Charles. So that all looks fantastic. And we're going to send Mr. Rocco to the G League for sure. We're also going to send... Do I want to send Damian Sarr there? No, I think I'd rather send... Wait, no, I think I'd rather send Sarr there. Let's send Sarr to the G League as well. So that will be our rotation. I'll see you guys at the end of this season or at the deadline if we decide to make that big trade to push this team over the top. So Wembanyama once again gets Defensive Player of the Year award. Not surprising there. I did inquire at the deadline about potentially adding another piece here, but I decided against it. And I kind of wanted to see what this team would do without doing anything too crazy just yet. But trust me, in this offseason, we'll definitely look into it. But yeah, 23.5 from Wemby, 23 from Garland, 17 from Vassell, 14 from Sohan, 11.5 from Branham, 9 from Williams, and 9 from Tijon Salon, 8 from Marshall, and 5 and 6 from Charles. So get the Sacramento Kings around 1. Obviously, we went to Game 7 last year. I would love to see us actually win a playoff series this time around. So let's see if we could do just that. I guess I should fix the rotation up to how I would love to see it. And so I come around against Sacramento, and we are going to beat them in 5. So we do win a playoff series, but now we get the Oklahoma City Thunder, who obviously are going to be very tough to beat. Now, New Orleans just got eliminated in round 1. Zion Williamson is someone who I think would fit perfectly on the San Antonio squad. Because imagine adding Zion to that small forward spot and having Wembanyama be the floor space around him. That would be unstoppable. Obviously, health would definitely be a problem there if that were ever occur, because Zion could just never stay healthy. But we may have to look into that. But let's see if we beat the Thunder, and we are up 3-2 on them, but they do force a Game 7. And now we got to see if we can win a Game 7. So we went to Game 7 with Dallas last year. Fortunately, came up short. This time around, do we win? And it doesn't look like it. Looks like we are going to go home in Game 7 once again. So 2 Game 7s where we get bounced, which sucks. But as I mentioned, now that New Orleans is potentially maybe going to make Zion available, I think he'd be perfect to go for. So Stephen Curry retires. He's going to call it a career. Russell Westbrook retires as well. So end of an era for some point guards there. So number 1 is going to be Chicago. Number 2 is going to be the Clippers. Number 4 is going to be Chicago Bulls. So that is our pick. And then Magic number 5. So I think we go ahead and take that ammunition. We go talk to New Orleans and we try to go get Zion Williamson. I think he'd be perfect to add to that 3 spot. So I'm going to New Orleans and I'm talking about Patrick Williams, Jaleel Howard, a 4th overall pick and a future pick to try to get Zion Williamson here to see what they say. I'm also going to offer them, well, I guess I can't offer any seconds, but or I guess this is the 21st pick, not a future pick, obviously. We can offer this 2027 Atlanta pick. We're trying to get Zion here to San Antonio to add him to that spot, and I think he'd be perfect for this team. They say no, though, at this point. I'll offer a 2027 Spurs pick, and they do agree. Just like that, we get Zion Williamson here in San Antonio, which feels fantastic, and now we can move him to small forward. Now, this team is going to get expensive, but I think with Zion, I think we win a championship next year. It's like literally going to be right there. So Wemby has 1 more year on his team option as well, by the way, which also makes this really clutch because obviously if it wasn't for that, then it'd be really hard to afford all this. But since he has 1 more year, I think we're fine. So now, obviously, with the trading of Zion, that might mean losing Blake Wesley, Deron Holmes, Brandon, but we'll see what it looks like. So free agency. So Blake Wesley's a free agent. It all depends on what they're asking for. So Malachi Branham for 20 million or for 20 million is probably not going to happen, unfortunately. He does deserve it, but I don't know if I can make it happen. Blake Wesley, 11, Charles with 11, but I don't think we need Charles anymore because obviously of the addition of Rocco out of the G League. Tijon Salon, I'm going to keep around. Damian Sarr, we're keeping around. So let's see what our situation is anyway. So technically, we're already over the second apron. So yeah, we're a luxury or we are definitely going to be a team paying a lot of money. But I'm assuming obviously that depends. That's the cap holds as well. So I'm not really sure what the cap holds are worth. So Jeremy Sohan, 14 million, 9 million. So I guess the best thing we can do is re-sign our free agents at this point. So I guess that's what we'll do. So I'll re-sign Jeremy Sohan. It's not going to be as much as it looked like it was going to be. So that's good. So get Sohan back. We're not re-signing Charles. Doesn't make sense to do so at this point. I will bring back Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham. We do have Damian Sarr of the G League. So we could technically say, okay, Branham, you're probably good to, just be let go here. But we'll see if I can make it happen potentially. So I am going to renounce Charles because we're not bringing him back. I might try to bring back Najee Marshall as well if I can. We're not bringing back Deron Holmes. Never really got a chance to play for us, unfortunately. So I'm going to see, can I bring back Najee Marshall? So he's still listed as small forward. Does not look like it, unfortunately. So you can't bring back Marshall unless he's asking for 10 million. I think we could use him. So I'm going to get Najee Marshall back. And then I think we might lose Malachi Brandon for nothing. Maybe, hold on. So let's see. So our cap hold situation, salary cap breakdown. I guess we might as well sign him because we only have the ability to sign him right now. But after that, we're not gonna be able to do anything. But I'm actually cool with this team for a while, so I'm actually okay with that. So once we sign this team, we are locked and loaded. So you know what? I'll sign Malachi Brandon, do a deal to bring him back. And now we're not gonna be able to do anything. Like, this team is going to be over the second apron, which really limits our ability to do anything. So yeah, don't expect a big trade going forward because our big trade was Zion Williamson. So now Garland stops regressing. Solon's up to an 84. Vassell 83. Everyone's developing, which is fantastic. Even our backup center who we're going to play. Damian Sarr's up to a 79, which is awesome. So all of this is looking fantastic, and you love to see it. So as far as our backup small forward situation, our backup power forward, I'm going to move Marshall to power forward. I know he's going to go down, but at this point, we just want somebody playing there. So we'll see what this rotation is going to look like going to next season, though. I'm excited and optimistic that this team can get a championship as soon as next year after adding Zion to his equation here in San Antonio. So Power King's going to land us fifth overall. Proficiency is up to a 4.5, which is great. So it's Garland, Vassell, Zion, so on. Wemby, Tijon Salon, Malachi Branham, Damian Sarr, and Rocco, which leaves Blake Wesley completely out of the rotation along with Najee Marshall. So we'll simulate this season. We'll see how it goes. Obviously expecting like a first seed in a really good season here. Zion, Wemby, and Garland. What could possibly go wrong? So at the end of this season, Wembanyama wins MVP, averaging 27, 14, 5, 2, and 3. Harrington, Rookie of the Year. Naz Reid, Sixth Man. Wemby, Defensive Player. And Collier, Most Improved. Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player. And Darren Ehrman. Sorry, I don't know why I saw an E or an F. But 16 and 14. The Knicks were fantastic. I wonder who they acquired. So they have to have like an All-NBA player for sure, right? They almost won 70 freaking games. Brunson is still there. So I guess Brunson's the one leading the charge there. We'll have to see what they look like. I'm curious. Let's go take a look right now as we got the first seed. But the Knicks, let's see what their roster is after they almost won 70 games. Donovan Mitchell joined them in New York. Interesting. So Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson is a backcourt that 2K absolutely loves. Okay. They pretty much still have everybody else, it looks like. So they've done a great job. But now in round one, we draw the Golden State Warriors, who no longer have Stephen Curry. This is a new era here as Podziemski, Benedict Mathurin, Kuminga. They have a good team, but you know, obviously I'd be very pissed if we lost. So hopefully we don't do that. Somebody come around against Golden State, and we are going to sweep them. So no surprise there. As OKC gets beat in round one. So, ooh, Utah added Cade Cunningham. They have Markkanen, Capella, Keontae George. So a very good team in Utah. I might go to an aim rotation because I'm trying to win a championship right now because we have done everything to this point to build this roster to be that, and we are going to sweep. Or not, wait, sweep. It was gentleman sweep. And now we get the Rockets, who drafted Collier, of course, earlier in the video. They have Amon Thompson, Şengün. So definitely going to be a tough series, but hopefully we have the personnel to take them down as we do win game one. We win game two. We win game three. And it looks like the Western Conference is ours unless we blow a 3-0 lead, which obviously is not something I want to be on my agenda here. So let's see if we can win this game 6 and not sweat a game 7, please. I would love not to go to a game 7 here. And we are going to go to a game 7. Of course we are. Okay. Game 7 after being up 3-0. What could possibly go wrong at this point? Hopefully don't blow a lead to Houston like this. And we're going to get blown out, aren't we? Oh, please get back in the game. Oh my goodness, bro. Please win this. Do not blow a 3-0 lead, man. I cannot do that. And we are... Did we just lose or did we not? Yeah, we lost. We just blew a 3-0 lead. That is freaking fantastic. Oh, I love this game. All right. Knicks going to win the championship. That is so frustrating, bro. It's not even funny. Holy crap. Okay. I'm not going to end on that note. I'm going to go one more season. As I told you, this team is not going to change very much. The one thing we have to do this offseason is obviously sign Wembanyama to his extension, which rightfully so. We will definitely do that. We got one last year with Popovich under contract. I guess I need to go sign an assistant really quickly. Yo, Nick Nurse, you want to be an assistant head coach under Pop? He says no. No thanks. Okay. What about Mike Brown? Do you want to be an assistant? Mike Brown is not going to accept that either. And then we'll go Darko. Does Darko want to be an assistant? No, he doesn't want to be an assistant either. None of these guys want to coach under Popovich. We might get a championship, man. No. I definitely want to keep a staff member here, so let's do that. And all right, so we should be good. I do need a shot doctor as well, so I'll get Mr. Moore here. All right, that is done. Let's go straight to player options because I don't care about the draft at this point. As I told you, this team is not going to change very much. So Rocco, we're going to accept. John Salon, we're going to accept. Sar and Wemby are free agents, so I'm going to obviously re-sign Wembanyama. Sar is asking for, actually, it doesn't say what he's asking for. But yeah, this team, obviously we're matching whatever Wembanyama gets offered. But yeah, this team is about to be, you know what? I might have to renounce Sar. You know, I'm just going to renounce him because we already have Malachi Branham making a lot of money, so he can just go wherever. So let's go straight to player progression and let's see what this is truly about to look like. And hopefully this team in year number 4 will get it done after we just blew a 3-0 lead in the conference finals, which was so disappointing. But we'll go into next year with the highest optimism possible, and hopefully next year results in the championship we're looking for. So another MVP award for Wembanyama here. Also another defensive player of the year. Not too surprising there. So obviously we didn't get the first seed this time around, but I'm just looking to go get a championship this time, man. Last year was such a heartbreaker, but you had 18 from Wemby, 22 from Zion, 18 from Garland, 13, 12, and then 12. So here goes nothing as we get the Grizzlies in round 1, who has Isaiah, Noah, Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bain, Sadiq Bey. Solid team, but, you know, I would love to just beat them and move on, and we do beat them. But now we get the Thunder. You never love playing the Thunder. Wemby should be able to dominate Alejandro, though. That's their starting center. Is that who you really think is going to guard Wemby? Probably not, right? We're going to... All right, guys, I'm going to end it on that note. I think I'm done here. So let's see who wins the championship. Knicks, Mavericks, and the Knicks going to win it all. So not meant to be today, I guess. I think Wemby and Garland be a ton of fun in real life if we do see it. Even after getting Zion, this team is not even sniffing the finals, I guess. So, wow, that sucks. But ending on that note, hope you guys enjoyed regardless. Just heartbroken to start off the week, but that's fine. No big deal. I was really hot last week as far as winning championships, so all good. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.